Hello, good morning, everyone. This is Saturday, 6:40 a.m. here on the chart, and let's analyze the NZD USD pair together. My name is Adesomi George, or you go by Egon. Let's analyze the Euro USD together. Apologies. Let us analyze the NZD USD together, and let's see the potential movements that we have for the next 2 to 3 months, 6 months, even up to a year. Let's see what. And how do we get this? We get this by interpreting what price action is. The information we're able to see on price action, and that is pretty much it. So we're going to start now by analyzing the NZD US dollar. That is New Zealand dollar. I have four technical tools that I use in analyzing. There are two aspects in for market analysis. One one is market analysis. The second is market execution. So you're going to be handling the first one now, which is market analysis, and then the second, which is execution, is showing to us areas to enter a trade, and then at the exact point to enter a trade. So I have my levels plotted already, but I'm going to delete them now, and we can all start from the scratch. Yes, that is deleted. And as you can all see, this is a 3 months time frame. Actually, this channel is called Ergon Trades, and then we would monitoring our progress and then see what is happening with every single thing. We are not analyzing like a retail trader, we're analyzing like the big banks. We're going to be buying into the mind of big institutions like Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, and then many other hedge funds that we have over the globe, like Capital and Black something. I can't remember the name now. So let us start by analyzing the NZD US dollar. Like I said, it's a 3 months time frame. The first thing to do, I have four ways in the market to do market analysis. Number one is in identifying the price action. That is looking at the price action, looking at the price movement, and then allowing the price to speak to me, allowing the price to tell me exactly what it is doing, the overall direction, and to get what it is trying to do next. The second is to plot my levels. That is my support and resistance. That is my support and resistance. To plot my levels, my support and resistance at major areas of rejections. Major areas that the market reacted in on the charts. Back through history to the present, there are major areas that you see that price reacted. So we're going to be plotting our support and resistance on these zones. Then third, we're going to be using our trend line to map out we're going to be using this trend line as a tool to know the current direction of the market. All right, to know the current direction, having identifying the overall direction using price action. We're going to now be using trend line to identify the current direction. Do you understand that? Then lastly, we're going to be making use of Fibonacci. Okay. Now, having said all that, let us start. First, price action. Number one, price action. Number one, price action. And you could see the NZD dollar here. We have a low here. We have a high. We have a higher low. We have a higher high. Then we came back down to have a low, which is lower than the previous low. Okay, it is almost even low. It is almost even at the same low as the first low that happened here. Then we have a high, which is higher than this, a higher high, higher low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, equal lows. All right. Now, what is this telling me? This is price action is telling me and giving me an information that, because this is pretty much a range, a range. But right about now, it is committing to me and telling me that I am ready to push to the upside, because we could see an equal low here, and we could see it aligning back in history to the previous low we had in '08 October. Okay? Alright. Having said that and having understood that, now we know that we have a triple bottom, first touch, another touch here, another touch here, another touch here. This is telling us that the NZD US dollar is about to push to the upside. This is how we use the information on price for number one, which is price action. Now I've been able to identify and I've been able to know what the NZD USD is saying to me, is committing to me that I am about to move up. All right, we can see that it has been dropping significantly since 2014 all the way to 2025. That is a long period of time, and you could see that it has made a base around here and is ready to push to the upside. It is ready to move to the upside. It is ready to move. So having understood what price action is giving to us, the next thing for us to do now is to plot our levels. And we're going to be plotting our levels as major areas of what? Rejections, major turning points in the market on the chart. And we are not going to be making use of lines like this. Why? Because lines cannot cater for all these levels. The line cannot cater for all these levels. It cannot. It cannot. And because of this, we are going to be making use of zones. You can see the line cannot cater for everything. I don't like this. I needed to use a zone for my charts to look nice and clean. So I'm going to be deleting all this, and then we're going to be making use of zones. We're going to be making use of the zones. We're going to be using the rectangle tool and plotting our levels as major areas of turning points. Let us not forget that. Major areas of turning points, major areas of turning points. This is a 3 month time frame, so I need to make my zone as thin as possible so that it would not be too thick. This is too long, I think. All right, let's see. I think this is looking nice. So I'm going to clone this. Right click, clone. Now we are in this in the now we are in the second phase of market analysis. That is plotting our levels. That is plotting our levels. We could see something here. We see another major areas of turning points here. This is one, a base here. We could see another one here. And I think I could see another one. I'm going to drag this. I'm just going to clone this as well. And then drag it. I think I could see another area of rejection at this point. It's rejected here, rejected here, rejected here, rejected here. So I think I'm seeing something, but let us move a bit forward. So I've been able to plot my levels now as major areas of turning point. There's a rejection here, 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 rejected here, rejected here. Now there's a reaction now. Are we seeing this? Now we can see rejection here as well. A reaction here, a reaction here, a reaction here. Now, having done all this, the next thing for me to do is to do what? Scale down to a lower time frame that is more lower than 3 months time frame, because we all know that we cannot trade from a 3 months time frame. We needed to go to the higher time frame to have a feel of the market. And after you have done that, we now needed to start scaling down a bit to start getting more information on the chart. Now we have used 3 months time frame to get some information. Let us move to the 3 months time frame to see other informations that the NZD US dollar is giving to us. Let's see. Let's see. All right, you can see that our levels are nicely and they are neatly plotted. Need to do some adjustments. And I think there are more levels. Are you seeing what I'm trying to say now? You could see that when we scale down to a lower time frame, we can see that there are more levels that we needed to cover. That there are more levels that we need to cover. Are we seeing this? That there are more levels that we needed to cover. Alright. Now, having that done, now let's start. What what are we now seeing? What information can the 1 month time frame give to us? You can see that our levels are still neatly plotted and nicely plotted. When price touched here, price jumped off it and rallied significantly to the upside. That is about 3 months bullish candlesticks. That is enormous. So what am I seeing now? I think right about now, this is where we start getting creative and we start being responsive to the chart and not trying to predict. Now we are not going to be predicting, we're going to be responsive to the market. That is, we want to gather information based on what you are seeing and not based on what we are feeling. Based on what I am seeing. And we're not going to be gathering information based on what we are seeing and not based on what we are feeling. We are not trying to predict the market, we are trying to be responsive to what the market is giving to us. Now, having said that, what information can I now see on the NZD US dollar? I can see that when it got here, there was a reaction, it's related to the upside, and I can as well see that when it got rather, English at good. I can see that when the NZD US dollar got to this major area of rejection that is a resistance, we can see that there is a reaction of it. There is a what? There is a reaction of it. Hmm. There's a reaction of it. Now, what does that tell me? That is telling me that NZD USD dollar is telling me that ergon, wait, for me to move past this level, number one, I need to break this zone. Are you seeing that? For me to move past this level, for me to move from where I am right now to another zone, because you know that markets move from one zone to another zone, one zone to another zone, one zone to another zone, one zone to another zone. Now it is at a major zone now. The NZD US dollar is telling me for me to move from this zone to this zone, I need, and it is of essential for me to break this major resistance. Because if I do not break it, I will not move. If I don't break it, I will not move. That is it. That is what I'm able to get from here. If I cannot break this one, this is where I will be. If I'm not unable to break this, I'll just drop. But if I'm able to break this, all right. Now, having get that, there is something as well that I think I'm able to say from here. We can, like I said earlier, I said that the NZD dollar has been dropping and has been dumping from 2014 to the present date. It has been giving us a high, a low, a lower high, a lower low, an equal high, equal low, lower high, low that is higher than this low, this is lower high, a high, and equal low as well, until we have a double bottom here. I think it was this double bottom that pushed this market to the upside. If not for that, and I think it was because when it got to this major area, major support zone, it reacted off it, gave us double bottom, and then jumped to the upside. Had it been it wants to continue its downtrend momentum, this zone right here would have been taken out. It should have been broken, but it did not break it. It seated there nicely and then it started pushing to the upside. Now we're going to be making use of a trend line tool. Remember I said earlier we use trend line tool to identify the current flow of the river. Alright, the current flow of the river, the overflow of the river for this guy is range. It's just going up, going down, going down, going down like swipe. Now we're not going to be making use of the trend line to get the current flow of the river. And we're going to be picking it from the top here to the downside. And we could see that the NZD dollar is still trading below this line. That's an outer line. I think I'm able to see another something here as well. Aha, aha, aha. Can we see now? Can we see something now? Can we see now? Can we see something now? Now let me interpret this. When there is a break, when we plot our trend lines to identify the current flow of the river. Now we could see that in the month or in the year of 2024, the NZD dollar broke above this line, right? And we thought that when we all know that when a trend line is taken out and stayed above the trend line, the case is to continue in that direction. But if it did not stay above it and came back down below, can we see what happens? Right? Now we could see that now the same thing is trying to occur here. It broke it, but this resistance slapped it back down. Now we're going to we are going to be waiting for the month of June to see what the NZD US dollar is going to come to us. If this guy stays below this line here, ladies and gentlemen, Egon Trade is telling you that this guy will not buy, it will dump. But if you are able to close above this line and close above this bar right here, then you're hearing it first here on Egon Trades Radio that we are ready to move from this zone right here to another zone that is about 60 to 68 to 67. That's about 700 pips to the upside. 700 pips. Let us move to the weekly time frame. I have limited time now. There's not much information that I'm able to see a weekly time frame. I'm going to be deleting this line. I want my chart to look messy. Now there's not much information that the NZD dollar is giving us on the weekly time frame. I'm just going to do this. Now there's something I'm seeing on weekly time frame. I can see that It's closed above retest continuation, but this guy is still slapping it. So there's still not so much information that we're able to see. The only thing is that if we could break this guy, retest it, next level target is here.